Hello, here I am again with another update on the computer-based testing for CFA exams. So there has been an update on Prometric's website for the CFA program on their exam software tutorial. So if you click over to tutorial and then you click OK, accept the terms and press continue, then they have made some changes here. So I'll just start the test. So now on the website, on this site, you can actually see question 2, 4, and 5. There's an arrow for a drop-down box, something like a drop-down, where if you click it, then you will see the sub-questions like 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and 2.4. So if I click on 2.1, okay, the screen will be split into two parts. Okay, on the left-hand side, we have the case scenario, and on the right-hand side, you have the question. Okay, in terms of highlighting, it seems that you cannot highlight the case scenario, but you can still highlight the question. Okay, but I would have preferred to be able to highlight the case scenario. So I'm not sure whether this is the exact same function in the actual exam. Okay, that is yet to be seen. But let's say in the case where you are not able to highlight, then I guess the best way to go about is when you read the case, okay, you can highlight it with your mouse, okay, just to focus on that particular section. Okay, in the exam, the screen will be split into two automatically, so you don't have to worry about whether you have to click any button to enable this screen. Okay, so there may be a case scenario button here where you can click and then they will close the screen, the case, but you don't have to. I mean, in the exam, it won't be that complicated. You can still cross out the question, the answers that you think is not possible. Okay, you can still flag the sub question itself. If you answer, then the question label here will turn shaded. Okay, then you can move on to the next question. So you can go by the sequence in this case. Now, if I move on to question 4, okay, it seems that they will still have the topic heading at the top of the case scenario. So in the exam, you can scroll to different questions to start. You don't always have to start with the first case. Okay, if let's say the first case is derivatives and that is not really your core area or your strongest area, then always skip around and see which section, okay, is something that you can start with and you're confident with that topic area. If you are good with equity, then look around for equity topic. Okay, of course, usually in the paper-based exam, on the first page or the second page, there will be a listing of all the topics in that particular session. I'm not sure if that will be the same for the computer-based testing, but that will remain to be seen for the coming May exam. But as of now, you can scroll to each question and see if this is a topic that you are confident with. If not, then you can skip. Okay. Then for the level 3 exam, okay, same thing as well. You have the topic at the top of the page of the case scenario, and on the right hand side you have either a free text box where you can enter your workings or your calculations. You can change the font size. You can set whether to bold or to italize or to underline, to align. Okay, you can have special symbols here, special characters. You can enter math formula either by clicking on this button or you can press Ctrl M. Okay, and that and then they will insert the math editor. All right, you can undo and redo, and you can set your indentation. Then here 5.2, there is just a fill in the blank here. It seems that for this type of questions, you can only fill in the answers. If you get it right, then you're right. If it's wrong, then you will get no marks. So if there is no empty box for you to fill in your workings, then pay close attention to the instruction, whether they want you to answer in percentage or whether they want you to answer in decimal, and how many decimal places do they want you to insert. Okay, they will give you the instructions, just follow according to it, right? Now for 5.3, it's the same thing as well. It's also a fill in the blank. 5.4, okay, it's a calculation question, but then there is a free text box here for you to fill in your workings. Okay, so of course for calculation based questions, if you get the answer right, you will get full marks. But of course, if your final answer is incorrect, then the examiner will look at your workings, okay, to give you, if it's right, if your workings is right, then you will get partial credit from that. Okay, so that's how it will be for level 3 for session 1, the constructed response. For level 2, this is how it will look like. Case scenario on the left, questions on the right. Same thing for level 3, session 2 item sets. It will also be a 2-screen. Okay, left hand side will be the case scenario, right hand side will be the questions. Okay, now then at the bottom you have your section review, where you can actually review the question itself or the sub question. Okay, so if I have bookmarked question 2.1, then the overall question 2 will be bookmarked, just to indicate that you have bookmarked something, a question or more than one question within this case number 2. Okay, so you can click on it and then you can click 2.1 to hover over to question 2.1. Alright, if you want to scroll between different questions without closing the panel, then you can always lock the panel and you can scroll freely with the panel still open. Then you can click close to manually close it. Alright, you can also filter by attempt or flagged, okay, to specifically focus on questions that you want to review, for example. Okay, then of course once done, okay, when the timer ends, the exam will end as well and the result will be automatically submitted. But if you have completed it ahead of time and you don't think that you want to continue, you can just click finish test, okay, and click finish again, and you have to click finish again, okay, then officially the exam will end. Right, so with about, I think level 1 is starting on the 18th of May, and level 2 and 3 will be starting on the 25th of May. So hopefully this gives you an idea of what the exam software tutorial exam software will be like for your exam day, especially for level 2 and 3, where you will be the first batch of candidates taking the computer-based exam. All the best.